When you first purchase Matrix, the email you receive makes reference to the creation of your own local materials database. Unless you have changed the default preferences setting, this is the materials database that will open when you want to enter or change a recipe's materials. The local materials database should contain only copies of raw materials that you use frequently in your glaze management. As there are over 700 materials in Matrix raw materials databases, creating your own local materials will save you a great deal of time. This video will show you how to edit the local materials database so that it contains the materials you regularly use in your personal glaze making and management. Before we can proceed with changing our local materials database, it would be a good idea to make a copy of the existing one in case things go wrong. We'll use our computer's file system to do this. Open the file system window and navigate to our Matrix folder. In that folder we should see another folder called Raw Materials. If we open that, we'll see all of the databases, the raw material databases that Matrix contains. If I just move that window up a little bit, then we'll be able to see what's happening. Now we want to make a copy of this file, the local materials database. If I right click on that, I can select the copy option, click anywhere else in the window, right click again and click the paste option. Now we have a copy of the local materials database and the original local materials database, which we are going to change. We'll make these changes from inside Matrix, so the next thing to do is to boot Matrix. Here we are in the Matrix window. We're going to change a raw materials database, so we'll click into the raw materials tab, and here we can see from the top panel that the local materials database is already open. There's our fallback copy just above it, and below we have all of the materials contained in the local materials database. What we have to do now is to go through this list and delete those materials that we don't want. This is a job for you to sort through and find out which of those materials is not one that you use regularly in your glaze practice. So I'm going to click a few of these and delete them and then replace them with other materials. I don't know whether they're the ones that you use, but at least you can see the process that we undertake to do this. Alright, the first material I'm going to choose is EPK kaolin. Don't use that, so we'll delete that material. Yes, we want to delete it. OK to delete it. Alright, we'll choose another material now. G200, delete. Yes. Yes. OK to kill, delete, yes, yes. So that's the process that you would use to go through this list and get rid of materials that you don't use. Now when it comes to putting in the materials that you use which are not already in the list, then we need to go back to look through some of these other databases here. Let's start by looking at the feldspars database. Everybody uses feldspars. If I click once on that, we can see that the materials list changes and shows me all the feldspars that are contained in the feldspars database. So now I need to go through this list and choose ones that I use regularly that may not be already in the list. Let's just choose one, for example, Eureka feldspar. Click on it and then click the Copy to Local Materials button. And a window comes up to tell me that that particular feldspar has been copied into the local materials database. Okay, let's find another feldspar. There's one there. This would have to be one that you use regularly, of course, to justify its position in the local materials database. Copy to local materials. Okay, it's been copied. Now we might want to find some clays, and there are many of those clays. There are 5 databases here with clays in them. So we need to select the database that has clays in it which you might use. If your clay begins with A, then it might be in this database. So I'm just going to pick one of these to show you how that would go. There it is. Copy to local materials. Okay. Now, this is the process that you use, and in so doing you will build up your local materials database. Clicking on that local materials database, we would see that the materials that we picked have been entered into the database. There are many there, of course, so this might be quite a long job for you, but one that is well worthwhile.